What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Eastside Flock. I'm Eric G, and today we are going to be talking about kind of one of the more um interesting, let's put it that way, and intriguing trades that the Orioles have just made. This is kind of the first major thing we have seen from them. Obviously, they got a new manager. I'm waiting to put my video on that more towards when the season starts. There was a new manager hire. I think that a lot of people are starting to get to know him and get to see kind of who he is, and it'll be really interesting to see kind of where he goes. But this was kind of the next major splash that happened in Orioles news that have a lot of people talking. And it's a very interesting trade. So we're gonna look into it, look into some sides of it, what people are saying. And I am sick, so excuse the voice. But I just wanted to cover this. I was feeling a little better. So let's look at what happened, what the trade was. Tyler Ward of the Angels um, has been traded to us for Grayson Rodriguez. Now, the reason that this is an interesting trade is because of two things. Number one, he is a right-handed outfielder and a right-handed bat that we kind of need. We lack that in the outfield for sure. Now, a lot of people have been saying Jeremiah Jackson has kind of turned into that guy. The major point being he hit 36 home runs last year. We didn't really have a power guy. Gunnar, his home runs were down. He hit for a decent average, a higher average, but his home runs were down. And so we did not have that pop that we usually do have. So we got that from the right-handed side. So now if Gunnar can get back, we have a dual threat. You have multiple aspects and multiple ways that you can be dynamic as an offense. He also had 102 RBIs or over 100 RBIs, I believe. And so not only are you getting a guy that can hit home runs, but he's getting guys in, something we did not do well as a team. So I think that he's a good guy to have. The problem is who we gave up. And let's get into that. Let's look at some of these comments. This top one right here, bro, we need pitching. And that's absolutely true. This team needs a rotation and a good starting rotation. We haven't had a good starting rotation. When we don't have a good starting rotation, we don't win games. Like, you need to have good starting pitching to be successful in this league. And Grayson Rodriguez was great when he played for us. Yet, he has been injured. I loved Rodriguez, but he hasn't pitched in a year and a half. Chances are he could be bordering on being done. It's not easy to come back from injury after injury. Yes, we need pitching, but Grayson injury history is concerning and will likely be under a lot of workload restrictions early. I mean, a lot of people are mad about losing a pitcher who hasn't pitched consistently in his career. These are just some of the highlights of what people are saying. And I understand that. I understand that he has been injured and he hasn't really pitched for us. I think what people are a little concerned about is he could have been leveraged for a bigger fish. And yes, a lot of the big free agent signings don't really start till December, as the Daily Ruck has said here, and that is true. But I think people felt as though we could have leveraged him a little bit better to get more. On the other hand, I think that, I will take 36 dingers over a guy that sat the bench most of the year. He's injury prone, and it's just facts. This is a good move in my opinion. I agree with that. I think people, um, people have such varying opinions. I'm gonna give you my opinion. I think that this is a great pickup if you add the right pieces to the rotation. If you go out and you get two aces, if you trade for him and then go out and get two aces, then it's great because you're adding to the offense, but that pitching, that rotation needs to be good. We've seen what injuries can do. I think that this is a good start, but there is a lot to improve on. And trust me, I love Grayson, man. He was a guy who really could just be a morale guy when he pitched. He was phenomenal. He was a demon. He did great. But injuries, man, like they're hard to come back from. Injuries are hard not only mentally, I mean, not only physically, but mentally too. Like, there's a whole aspect that goes into it that's not just about he was injured. He's going to be amazing when he comes back. So, also, he's got to mentally get back to that point. So, I think that this is a pretty interesting trade. Um, and I really hope that this works out for both teams. I hope that, Rodriguez is able to go and pitch for the Angels would be great and go do good things with him. I hope he gets healthy. But also I hope that Taylor Ward comes here and isn't a Tyler O'Neill type situation where he doesn't do much. So, I think this is a good first move actually. It was confusing. I was a little bit pissed off at first, but I, took a moment, kind of looked at everything. And I think that this could be really solid for this team. But we will just have to see. So, anyways, thank y'all for watching. Follow me on Instagram at EastsideFlock for more information on Baltimore sports. Subscribe here on YouTube, and hopefully we see you in the next one. Peace.